inevitable.
Good evening, Vietnam. Oh, that's the wrong movie. Okay. But anyway, welcome to another edition of the Roundtable. This is the last episode of the series. The title of this was The One True Hero. And as usual, we have some of the same suspects in the house. We're missing one. Also, but I'm sure he'll come in whenever he can. But what's going on, Mr. Knight?
Not too much. I did want to say, I just want to say, it's an awesome intro as usual by Nzo. We have a lot of people that have helped you, me, and Nzo on these shows with great intros. So, thank you to Nzo for that. Thank you for doing this roundtable as usual. And you know what? We get great people on here with us. All of you guys, thank you. I know Danny appreciates all of you guys for coming on here and giving your opinions of these shows, but so do I. I want to say thank you guys very much.
Most definitely. And 1/3 of spolierkings, Byron the Grizzly. What's going on with your brother?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I got a chance to look at this to a third time. Got some different opinions. Cannot wait to talk about it. But I enjoy talking with you guys, so it's always good to discuss with you guys.
Awesome.
All right, and Serpentor's inferior replacement. Superior replacement. Everyone look at it. I always thought Serpentor was cooler than Cobra Commander. I'm just saying, bro. Just me. But it's the main man, Mr. Shifty. How you doing, sir?
Serpentor was a chump. What are you talking about?
What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. But I want to repeat what Chris said. Thanks for doing this show. It was a lot of fun discussing the Acolyte. And even when it was bad, it was fun discussing it. And I appreciate all you guys have done. And hopefully by next year, I'll get the good internet and a good computer, and I can do one of these shows for the Alien show. It's going to be coming out on Hulu.
Oh, dude.
All about the Alien.
Oh, dude. I can't wait for that, actually. Yeah.
And Mr. Warren, Plagueis, the one true Sith Lord. What's going on with you, Warren?
I just want to say, I always enjoy coming on here too and talking. And, I appreciate you guys even just inviting me here. And I know we don't agree, but at least we all get our opinions out and we hear from each other. So, yeah, thanks again, Danny. Thank you, everyone on here. And I'm doing good. Been going to the gym 7 days a week. I didn't mention that, so I'm approaching almost a month. So that's something I wanted to share.
I go 3 days a week, but I can't do 7. You go right ahead.
I don't think I can do 7.
I do 5.
Yeah, I'm tired of looking like a butter bean, so that's why I'm only doing it for another 9 days. But yeah, I can't wait to talk. Yeah, I think that all I'm gonna say, this feels like a bootleg Ahsoka. That's all I'm gonna say about this.
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
Holy crap.
And last but not least, the creator of the Galactic Nation, Mr. Denjoy 243. What's going on with your brother?
Nothing much. Just I'm starting up my Star Wars centric business, selling my action figures, Funko Pops, Lego sets, and more. So far doing pretty good, honestly. And I'm really looking forward to talking about this episode. I have a lot of stuff to say, and thank you, Danny, for inviting me. And can't wait to really talk about this.
Yeah, thank you all for coming, man. It's good. we do this kind of thing. So a lot of the other channels, and I'm not bashing, but some are echo chambers. I know at least here on Chaos Central, we're usually not echo chambers. We agree on some things, but most of the time it's gonna be it's me, Chris Nzo, it's gonna be 2-on-1 or 1-on-2 sometimes. But you're not gonna get most times you're not gonna get an echo chamber. So that's what I like about it.
Yep.
This particular series, on this particular show, I'm gonna do something a little different, but because usually we do overall, then your likes, your dislikes, grades. A lot of times, if you're the last person that I pull up, a lot of stuff be done gone, and a lot of times it's just a lot of redundancy, and I don't like for things to get stale and be redundant. So I'm gonna kind of steal something from Chillmong yesterday because he invited me on this show, and so I got 10 questions. Now, everybody on the panel may not get those questions, but at least two of you will get the same question. We're going to go around. We're going to talk. Then at the end, I give each one of you a few minutes to go ahead and just say your overall thoughts and the grades. We're going to try and do it that way. All right?
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm going to go with Brian the Grizzly first. First question. Are you interested in a season 2 of this series?
No. I looked at everything. I changed my opinion a little bit, saying because I hated it at first, and I hate it a lot less. But I do not want to see a season 2 of this because they're going to start to really get into canon because it's going to get closer and closer to episode 1, and I don't need touching the prequels. I don't really want to touching any of this stuff, the sequels, any of that stuff. I don't need any of that. I would rather this just stand alone, and it is what it is. And let's go either 500 years in the future or 500 years in the past. Let's stay away from all the stuff that's canon right now. I think that's a better idea.
Okay. Ninja George, same question. Are you interested in seeing a season 2 of this series?
Absolutely not. For the Acolyte, season 1, I was really disappointed in how it came out. To me, it did devalue one of the biggest and most important things of Star Wars, and that is the Jedi. It basically made them all liars. And for that reason alone, to me, this is like the worst thing that they've put out, just for that reason alone. All right. And it really just does portray the Jedi as the bad guys now. It makes Yoda legit look like a liar in the whole Skywalker saga.
Wait,
and more,
real quick.
you know.
Can I ask a question of him, Danny, real quick?
Go ahead.
You say it makes Yoda look like a liar. Why is that? Yoda's in 5 seconds of this whole thing.
Because Venestra says that she needs to tell him something, which is probably about the whole.
But we don't know
stuff.
about that, though. That's kind of the issue.
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I got questions that's going to cover that.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, anyway, no, I would not like a season 2. I think Lucasfilm needs to recognize that this is the lowest rated show of all Star Wars. It's even lower than the holiday special. And I feel like because okay, I'm speaking as one guy, I sell my stuff at a flea market. 23 people I sold today, all of them complained about the Acolyte. They all said it was trash. They said that they regret watching the whole show, and they said they liked the first 2 episodes, but the rest of it was crap. And if they did anything, why I would like a Knights of Ren show. Show Chimere starring the Knights of Ren. That's it. A Chimere show. I don't want any more about Acolyte. Maybe Chimere establishes the Knights to attack Venestra. Like something like that you can do. Because it seems like they're kind of going that way. But no, like I don't want to see Leslie Headland touch Plagueis because she already screwed it up. I'm not going to go right into that right now. But yeah, she did. And no season 2, please.
Okay, Warren, are you interested in seeing a season 2?
Okay, this is gonna be a two-parter. It depends. It's a yes and a no. What I mean is, if they say, okay, we're gonna move forward into the future, okay. But if they're sticking with this like OSHA thing, no, I can't do it. I think the problem with Acolyte is, like I've been harping on this point, is they had no business. OSHA was not necessary to do an Acolyte. You could have literally done an Acolyte where Palpatine's, I don't know, 10 years old, build up his story, show you could still show the High Republic, or and work your way. These characters were unnecessary. So that's why I'm saying no about it. Now, if they move it forward, like they say, okay, it's 30 years or 40 years where OSHA's older or whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying that they can't do it, but the problem is so many things with like Plagueis looking like a lurker at the end. Like, come on, man, this is the guy that basically made Palpatine the best Sith Lord ever. And like, and then he just lurking. Come on, he looks like a burglar. Like,
Listen,
he looks like a straight
Plagueis the
burglar.
creeper. He was
Like,
Plagueis the creeper.
Plagueis
That's
the
what it
creeper.
was.
Yeah, like that. So, um, I don't want to keep going. I just think that it would show. I think Acolyte is a good name for the show. I just think they should have not gone with May and OSHA. Acolyte, like I said, I felt hoodwinked and deceived because I thought I was getting a Palpatine show. That's what I originally thought I was getting. That's why I was so excited.
Why?
Because when you think of Acolyte, you don't think of witches and all these other things. You think of,
I don't think I had anything in mind necessarily.
well, okay, well, again, this is I get what you're saying. I'm gonna tell you, when I heard Acolyte, and I'm gonna be very honest, because
Yeah,
I thought I was getting like Sith that we knew, like a Tenebrous, like those people, not these new characters. And on another thing, the problem is that I don't think that Nindroid said this shows the Jedi and the bad. We always get the good and the bad. Every good guy is not a real good guy. Sometimes they do some dirt. Like, even Captain America said it in the Winter Soldier. We did some dirty stuff in order to get to peace. That means that the Jedi pretty have done some dirty things too. Now, is it right? No, but did it achieve their goal? Probably. So let's not make it sound like people don't do dirty stuff on the background, have dirty laundry. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
So, all right. Question number 2. This goes to you, Chris.
okay.
Did Yoda appearance hurt or help the series?
Well, this kind of goes into your first question there. With him and Plagueis being where it was, the last episode and the 5 seconds each of them got. I mean, have we gotten confirmation that was Plagueis, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't looked it up recently. I looked it up the day we watched on Tuesday, and there was no absolute confirmation at that time. But anyways, okay. Here's the thing. If you're going to throw these people in the last second, you have to have a season 2. If they don't do a season 2, it did absolutely nothing for them. It is literally like the first time a teenager sees boobs. It's like, wow, wait, I want more. It makes no sense that they did it and there's nothing to go off of it. It's a springboard, but to what? Absolutely nothing right now if they don't go forward with it. So I guess it matters. It depends. If they go and have a season 2 and they use him more in season 2, then it helps the series. If they don't, it's pointless and it actually hurts the series because they show him from the backside. It's like, what's the point? Why do we care? We don't need that. So I guess it just depends on if they do a season 2. It hurts it if they don't have a season 2, and it helps it, hopefully, if they do a season 2.
All right. Shifty, same question. Did the appearance of Yoda hurt or help the series?
I think it. I don't know. I agree with a lot of what Chris said there, but I think they used him wrong. I think he should have been like post credits, like hidden after the credits. Where they really screwed up was where they dropped the money shot of Plagueis, which was 12 minutes into the episode instead of the end of the episode. That should have been the money shot. That's what you should be building up to. I think there should be a season 2, like Chris said. It's just pointless if they don't, have this as a launch pad for something else. Even if they have to remove Leslie Headland as the showrunner and like retool it, because a lot of shows doesn't really find their footing until like the second or third season. I mean, Star Trek: The Next Generation didn't get good till season 3. Yellowstone didn't really find its footing until like midway through
The end of season 2. Come on, the end of season 2. Episode 20 was pretty good.
It takes time to iron out the problems of some of these shows, and I look at this as something like Solo, like where they had Darth Maul in that little scene there at the end, and everybody's like, what was that about? Who didn't watch the cartoons and stuff, like, is this leading to something? And never did, because Solo bombed. They didn't even, try to spin something off out of it. So I think there needs to be something after this, but maybe not necessarily Acolyte season 2. It could be something that, just this springboards into something else. Like I think Warren said, like maybe 30 years down the line, they could pick up a story that continues on this, and they could just have maybe some flashbacks that are better constructed than what they used here.
Okay. Just quickly, I thought season 1 was fantastic. As far point with Q.
Well, there's a general consensus that it didn't get good till they kind of pushed Roddenberry and out.
Danny, here's the facts of the matter when it comes to Star Trek: The Next Generation. It was good. Just people who don't understand Star Trek couldn't figure it out till season 2.
Chris, that's so wrong. I'm a huge Star Trek
fan. I'm kidding. I am absolutely kidding.
The scenes weren't polished enough. They didn't know what they had.
Wait, but I think
the doctor. They focus on Acolyte.
Yeah, and before we start arguing about this, anybody who likes Star Trek, period, has something wrong with them.
Oh my God! You know what?
Wait a minute, aren't you the one that likes Discovery?
I'm going to go and fight.
Okay, let's say Next Generation. Yes,
okay. I see how that is.
That's it.
I like Strange New Worlds too, so I get it.
Also, same question to you. Did the appearance of Yoda, did it hurt or help the series?
Oh man, I think it hurt the series 100%. It's some member-berry stuff because now you put Yoda in there, and it's like, well, these guys are lying. So did they tell Yoda the truth? Now is Yoda a liar too now? You know what I mean? Like, I just thought that they should not put Yoda at the end at all. But I think we all called it like on the first episode that said Yoda's probably going to show up at the end. And they did exactly that. They heard it with that. They heard it.
Okay. Question number 3. It's going to go to Ninjoid. Was the showing of Darth Plagueis a plus or a minus in your mind?
Question. What was the first
Complete.
question?
The first question was, everybody not going to get all the questions. I'm trying to split it up.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I did a different format. You and I talked about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do what's your overall, what's your likes, dislikes. Because a lot of times the last person doesn't really say anything too much because everything's been said. So I got 10 questions and I'm going to ask different panel members. Every panelist is not going to get all the same questions.
I got you. Okay.
But the first question was, are you interested in a season 2 of this series? And I know your answer.
Great. I didn't even get a chance to answer, Danny. Okay, but I'm glad you asked this question so I get to answer. So now for me, I today sat here and I watched Revenge of the Sith and some old Star Wars. And after watching this stuff, this show went from being okay to absolute trash. No, I do not want another season. It is done. It's over.
I can't even say nothing. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Ninjoid.
Okay.
Third question. Was the showing of Darth Plagueis a plus or minus to you?
Okay. It was completely a minus, and I'm going to tell you why. 1. He's not even supposed to be born yet.
No. I looked it up. He's 150 by the time the prequel starts. But when he dies, he was like 150. So he would fit in around 50 years old or somewhere around that. But still, keep going. I'm sorry. I just want to say I looked that up because I thought the same thing.
Fine. That's fine. I thought the same. I thought that at first, but okay. Second off, next thing. Okay. So the whole creepy shot of Plagueis. Thing is, that alone already made me like, okay, well, Leslie Headland does not know who Plagueis is then.
Yeah.
Because Plagueis is legit a guy who was right in the middle of everything. He was part of the banking clan and all of that. He was basically what Palpatine was doing as like Supreme Chancellor, in the prequel trilogy. That was Plagueis. He was funding money, he was being a scientist and more. He wasn't a creep. So when he's legit basically stalking Quymir and Osha during that one shot, I'm over here like, why? Like, why? I mean, they didn't even play his theme, for crying out loud. They should have played his freaking theme in Revenge of the Sith, but they didn't even do that.
So Plagueis has a theme song?
Yeah. Didn't you know he has a theme, a soundtrack?
When Palpatine was telling the story, the theme they play in the background, right? Isn't that right? Yeah.
You talking about the opera thing?
No.
Like the Wise and then Revenge
during the opera.
Well,
during the opera.
I thought it was just the opera music. I didn't know that was necessarily
No, that's Plagueis.
That's his theme. Yes.
Yeah. And they should have played that. But the biggest thing is, to me, they just don't understand who Darth Plagueis is. That's my biggest thing with what I got from the scene. And, we know that there's going to be probably a season 2 and more, even though I don't want to. And I just think they're going to screw it up more. I think they're just going to screw up Plagueis. I think they might even screw up Palpatine, which I'm super worried about because Palpatine is my favorite Star Wars villain. Yes, he does outbeat Vader for me. So, I'm just worried about the whole thing.
Okay.
You know what, Mindroid? After you saying Palpatine and watching Revenge of the Sith again, I can understand why you think Palpatine is great. I can understand that.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, Brian, same question. Was the showing of Darth Plagueis a plus or a minus to you?
I didn't like the way they did it. Showing Darth Plagueis, the whole point of it was to kind of, if we don't have a season 2, we're trying to connect episode 1 to what we just saw. That's the whole idea. That was the point of doing it. The way they did it, making him look like a creep, was a problem because that's not who he was. He was a all-powerful, I'm going to show you what I am. That's like this amazing, Sith. He was it. So he would not be creepy. He's not going to not be around that's not even his people. They wouldn't do that. He was never in the shadows. Like he was still like, I'm all about this. I am a master. He's like
his cover was he's like a banker. Wasn't we from the banking clan or something like that?
They control money.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's a species that run that. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what he was. So that he's not in the shadow. So it just didn't make sense. So I just think they did it wrong. Once again, this is what happens when you don't read any of the lore. When you want to cherry pick a lot of EU stuff.
There is no lore. What are you talking about? There's nothing that Lucas or anybody ever left behind. This is all guessing. They don't know what they're talking about because there's nothing left behind for them. Remember, Brian?
That's what happened.
Ash.
Let me ask you this question.
I'm joking.
For Brian.
Yeah, no.
Okay, you may lost my train of thought, Chris.
I'm sorry.
God, it'll come back to me.
I think he had to be there.
Yeah, I got it now. I got it. Yeah. Okay, if you're a Sith Lord and you're trying to stay under the radar, you're going to have to do some kind of secret recon. You just can't go out there because, first of all, one of the questions I asked, I think, with Nzo was, where's his ship? Because they made a point to say, Quimera say, well, what you going to get off the island with? Because I'm the only one that got a ship. So he had to do some kind of recon. And my theory is he felt that dark side energy in the Force. So he went there to investigate. He don't reveal himself because right now the Sith are, for all intents and purposes, non-existent. So I'm going to be very stealthy.
It seemed like he was the master, though, behind.
Yeah, I think he's a master, but I think he's the only one.
I think he is the only one. He is
looking for an apprentice. He felt the Quimera's dark energy and went there to investigate. That's what I thought.
I think he trained him in the dark.
Can I kind of?
Let me finish this. I wanted to say the whole thing with Plague is like he trained multiple people. He didn't choose an apprentice, but he was trying to build the Sith up. He was trying to do those things. So the idea of him lurking when there's no Jedi around, not anyone else around, makes no sense. It wasn't like there was all these Jedi around in that planet. It wasn't. It was just them. Why is he out in the shadows?
I'm telling you, because he's the only Sith now. He don't know. I don't think he knows Quimera.
No.
I think he felt Quimera in the Force, the dark side of the Force, went there to investigate and see what's going on. Once he sees that maybe he has potential, then that's when he can reveal himself. That's what I think they were trying to do.
I have a theory about that.
Because I don't know much about the Plagueis book or anything, but I did do some research, and he's like Palpatine. He was hiding in plain sight. Not like right. So the fact that he's sneaking around, it just don't make no sense to me.
Well,
I can.
Well, can I say something?
Hold on. Then Jordan, Shifty. Then we go to the next.
Okay. What I was gonna say was about Danny's thing of he thinks Plagueis doesn't know Quimera and all that. I think he does, mainly because in the Darth Plagueis novel, Plagueis' ship is legit described the same ship that Quimera has.
Yep.
So I think legit Plagueis. That's Plagueis' ship. So basically what my theory is, this is Plagueis' first apprentice, and Quimera's now sick of it. And what I think is going to happen eventually is, I'm still on this, Quimera's going to start the Knights of Ren, and then Palpatine, that explains why in the comics, Vader asked Palpatine, hey, why do you hate the Knights of Ren so much?
Yes.
And he said it's a personal reason.
I think that you brought it up exactly. I think that's part of it.
Okay. Oh, good. Go Shifty.
Since episode 6, since we saw the island and we knew the Cortosis was being mined, you could mine it there. The fans basically said that, and plus what Nindor said about the ship, that's Darth Tenebrous. And now it's Darth Plagueis' island from the books called Beldemnik. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah. So it's and the reason why, I like I said, they botched Plagueis' intro there. They should have saved it for the end of the episode. But I think he's not really creeping into shadows so much as he's just there on the island for just a little bit because. I think we don't know what he's actually doing, right?
Well, yeah, because creepers don't peek and peer around corners or anything like that, right?
You got to consider that Palpatine threw on a cloak and was posing as Darth Sidious when he had to. So it could be the same deal. We don't know yet. I mean, it's just too early to go off.
So now I'm gonna quickly say this. There can be another ship. That is Tenebrous' ship / Plagueis that Quimera has. But you also got to remember, Tenebrous also made the Sith Infiltrator that Darth Maul eventually
Some
gets.
people are saying that the black guy on the Senate is Tenebrous. I've heard that rumor.
Well, no, that's who we thought was going to be. Yeah,
Tenebrous is a Bith.
Yeah, we thought he was going to be him before this episode aired, and when he showed up as a senator, we was like, okay, I guess he's not playing Tenebris then.
Okay.
He should have been,
Uh,
because
We're gonna go to the next question. Question
he
number
should have been.
4. This goes to Shifty. Shifty. Is Quamir a Sith or a wannabe?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I think there's
Come on, 50.
evidence. Well, I don't know because he's living on Darth Tenebris and Plagueis' island. So I mean, he's bound to know something is going on there, and he knows them. I think the connection to the Knights of Ren is not really. I thought that might be a huge link there when they played the music, but as we found out later on, that Haver Nestra was his master, and she had the whip and he had the scar. I think they had a Ben Solo, Luke Skywalker type, falling out, and that's why they play Kylo Ren's theme. So I don't know. I'm leaning more that he is a Sith now. Earlier in the series, it seemed like he could have been a Knights of Ren. I don't know, but he could still start the Knights of Ren. Who knows? We just don't know yet. It's too early.
Okay. Also, same question. Is he a Sith or a wannabe?
Oh, hands down. They hinted at him being a Sith so much. He is definitely a Sith. You had the comment about saying you would call me a Sith. Now I know you can interpret that the different way. I understand that argument. But once they started talking about him wanting to be the power of two and have an apprentice, that hands down to me showed that he was a Sith, or at least trying to be a Sith. So yeah.
Okay. Warren, same question. Is he a Sith or a wannabe?
Wannabe. He's not very. He has his own ways of dealing with stuff. And the way he goes about just getting another apprentice is kind of like, oh, I couldn't get your twins, so I'll swap like a swap a Rooney. So I see him as a wannabe. It's not real clear cut. That's my honest opinion.
Okay. Next question goes to Chris. What happened to the Horn Witched?
Man, I wish you would let me do the last one, but okay. The Horn Witch, I'm not really sure. Truthfully, I think that they kind of hinted at the fact that they're kind of more ethereal. Like they aren't necessarily fully of the earth as much as they're also kind of spiritual and more like a ghost or something of that sense. They're obviously a part of the Force. They use the Force. They know the Force, and we know that once a Jedi dies, they become a part of the Force, and that if they are one with the Force enough, they can show themselves. So I'm kind of thinking that again, this goes back to that: is there a season 2? Really, if there isn't a season 2, who cares? Because it doesn't make a difference. But if there's a season 2, I think we'll see the witches again. So I think they're more ethereal, spiritual. They can kind of come and go as they see fit. So I would say that they are, or the Horned Witch is quite possibly in the shadows currently.
Okay. Then Jordan, where's the Horn Witch?
I can easily tell you that answer. She's chilling at Mos Eisley Cantina, listening.
Well, that was my second guess, so thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah. Yep, no problem. She's listening to the Max Rebo band and the jizz music and all that stuff. No. Okay.
Bump it up, bump it up.
Exactly. But no, sadly she's not there. Honestly, I don't care.
There's the answer.
I just don't care, She was a horrible character in those flashback episodes, and I just don't care. I hope they don't even. I think they're actually done with the Brendock stuff. I think they're completely done. I think that's why the finale was on the planet and all of that, and you saw the stuff. I think they're just done with that planet. They're done with the witches. We're now going to finally progress in season 2 with mainly focusing on the twins and actual Sith stuff, and all of that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Brian, where's the Horn Lady?
I think she's going to go after Osha. I'm sorry, May. I think she goes after her and brings her back into the, because what's a witch without a coven, right? You need a coven. I think she goes after May and tries to revive that coven. And only thing you'll see in season 2 of them will be her trying to bring her family back together, or trying to bring a new family together. May's no longer is not part of anything right anymore. I think that's what's going to happen. She was always her favorite already, and then she's going to see that, take that chance. May might go back home, go back to the planet, and see where everything is, and she's going to be there to try to bring her back into the fold. And that's what you'll see more if they do a season 2. That those witches are not necessarily dead; they were part of something else going on, and she is the one who's holding it all together, and May is going to help her revive the coven.
That's a good
I
theory.
like that theory.
All right. Question number 7 goes Nzo first. Is this the worst Disney Plus Star Wars project?
Oh,
Lord, that's a loaded question because we have the Book of Boba Fett, but I would definitely say it's 1A, 1B. There it is. Boba Fett is probably 1A. This is probably 1B. There.
so but there is the one and only Andor, which you absolutely hate.
Oh my God. You see, I didn't finish Andor, right? So yeah, Andor's probably C. So 1A, B, and C.
Where's his Phantom Zone for the Book of Boba Fett? Come on.
I don't have, man. I'm trying to juggle these questions to make sure everybody get the same number.
Okay.
No, but
I
honestly,
can't multitask tonight.
But honestly, yeah, like I said, after going back, listen, just listening to George Lucas's dialogue, none of these Disney Star Wars movie even have that kind of dialogue, right? When you watch the prequels, when you watch Star Wars, they talk like they have this regal speak to him, you know? They don't even have that in any of these. That's where it's lacking. And then you have the horrible writing. The only thing that's good in this show is the fighting. That's it.
Wait.
But times change, and so must I.
I love
So
you too, Danny.
No, I have a question though. Come on, have you ever heard Mark Hamill talk about the line in the original Star Wars? He had it memorized. They never used it because he asked George Lucas. He's like, "Please, this is horrible writing. Do not make me say this." George Lucas was a horrible writer too. I mean, it just he had people that at least let him know.
There was nothing regal about New Hope except maybe and Obi-Wan. That's it.
No, but the way they speak, right? It's from an era that they don't like,
Did you come in that thing? You're braver than I thought.
I had the line. I had the line in my head and I completely forgot it because I fell asleep and woke up late. But anyway, they just talk differently. The dialogue is different. This is not Star Wars dialogue that we see here. It feels more like real world dialogue than it actually does Star Wars. But that's just here nor there. But the worst part of this show is the writing. The writing is absolutely horrible. It's garbage, and that's why it's there to be as one of the worst.
All right, Shifty, same question.
Okay, but is Warren back? Because he's missed out on a bunch of questions here.
No, I've been back. I've been back.
Oh, yeah, he answered the last question.
No, you got question 5, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Shifty, I want what you're smoking.
Oh no, I just keep it
okay.
Up, everybody.
So answer.
I think I think Kenobi's still the worst. I think that was a pointless
Oh,
show.
Oh yeah.
My
no,
God,
kick him, kick
really?
him.
Come
Oh
on,
my
Danny.
I
You
hated
Come
it.
on, Danny.
I
gotta get one
absolutely.
down. Where is it?
I
at?
think the only decent part of that show was the tunnel sequence where the water came crashing in.
What you've just
I
said
hated
is one
that
of the
show.
most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God.
You is smart. You is kind. You.
You's not smart. You's not kind.
Kenobi was dog crap, but let me tell you something. I
Oh,
would rather
whoa,
watch.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I would rather watch. I would rather watch that dude from the.
I got a second Shifty on that one.
Oh,
my
come
God.
on.
Oh,
Me too.
Oh my God. Wait. Nindroid, really?
Let me finish. Let me finish. Hey, what do
Tell
you?
me about it. I'm too old for
Mom?
this shit too. Jesus.
Go ahead, Shifty. I gotta.
Okay, I would rather watch the dude from the Red Hot Chili Peppers chase young Leia through the forest again than seeing them flash on Brendock. But no, still, Kenobi was bad. That's the worst. This is second worst. The only thing that saves this is the awesome lightsaber fights. But Kenobi was awful.
agree.
It was awful. It was awful.
Oh my
Please,
lord.
please, like,
Oh goodness.
No, I agree 100%. Like, the only thing that saves this show is the fighting. And just remember, Shifty was like, oh my God, this is the best show ever, the
Yeah.
first couple of episodes. And then
No, I was
went,
with this last summer when I saw the teaser.
it went downhill from there.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
Going back to your echo chamber thing, Danny, earlier, I'm in total agreement though with you on this one. They're nuts.
No, Kenobi.
Shifty. In order to smoke like Anzo, you got to take it one step at a time. You can't just do it all at one time, man.
He got the hash. He got the everything else and that fatty buddy.
It's
There were
Danny,
so many.
it's hash oil, it's keef, and hash. That's what we be
You get
smoking.
that. You get it
There
all.
was so
With-
was so many.
Here's what it does.
with
It
a-
enlightens us to the
and
garbage
then
that you guys are
latent.
watching.
Then that's packed with fentanyl on the side. So yeah.
You look. Hey, Kenobi. They had that energy gate, right? And they were in the truck, right? And they couldn't drive around that energy gate. They were in the
Hey.
desert, mate. What?
Stop.
Yeah.
We're talking about this show. You said that Kenobi's worst, and then this.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. They hid Leia under a coat and walked through a gun strip. Like,
oh my God.
Warren,
They've done lots of stuff.
What's
you next
up?
question, Warren.
Okay.
Same question. Is this the worst Disney Plus Star Wars project you've seen?
Oh no, this is subpar, but it's not the worst. I could definitely. I think it just gets too much hate for. I mean, it's not well executed. I mean, there's. I mean, I could go down my list, but no, this is not the worst show. Is it good? No, but is it the worst? Oh no, hell no.
Okay, thank you.
Can I add this question?
Death.
Chris Gray, I'm gonna give you the next one. Go ahead. You want this one?
Okay, so here's the deal. I think this is the problem with this is it's like I said, a certain point of view books, and a certain point of view books is trying to explain Star Wars from everybody's point of view for children, and it's not just letting you figure it out as you go along. This took way too long on too many different things. I don't think any of the other episodes has gone through and literally rehashed the same 10-minute scene in all 8 episodes and gone through maybe 30 minutes of actual time, or well, let's be honest, like 2 days of actual time. They went nowhere with this. Absolutely nowhere. Kenobi moves forward. Mando moves forward. Andor moves forward. Ahsoka moves forward. All of it has moved forward. Clone Wars. even Rebels and all the other cartoons, they all have a forward moving story. This story went nowhere. And that's why I say it needs a season 2. Because if they don't do a season 2, they did absolutely nothing in season 1. This is, at this moment, the worst. I on Tuesday, I likened it to She-Hulk. At the end of She-Hulk, we are all sitting there going like, well, what the hell did we watch this for? Because you just basically rewrote everything.
Man, I'd
It's the
probably
same.
watch She-Hulk before I ever watch this crap again.
But that's my point. This is the worst one. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's nothing that happened in 8 episodes.
Boba Fett. One word, one name, Boba Fett. Y'all lost your damn mind.
It still moved forward. It still had some movement forward.
It did nothing.
Yeah, it moved forward.
But made Boba Fett worse.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm about to leave
Hold on,
everybody off
Danny.
this channel and just have it by myself.
Thank you, Danny.
Where's the Phantom Zone for Brian, Danny? Come on. Now.
Yeah.
I gotta find one. Yeah,
I like that.
This is for you, Brian. This is for
Just
you.
send him
right
the originals.
Every time you say Boba Fett, that you taste that belt.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you.
Acolyte is worse. I'm telling you, Acolyte is not worse. Acolyte is not the worst thing that they've done. It's not. It's recency bias. People are losing their damn mind. It's not that. It's not that bad.
Boba Fett.
Yes,
bad.
it is.
Danny, you want to preach now?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna get a preacher for you next time. Cause yeah, that's exactly what you need.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
So Danny, you telling me Acolyte's that bad now? You're thinking that?
No. I'm not arguing about Acolyte. I'm saying Boba Fett's not the worst. I like Boba Fett.
So what's your worst,
hate
Danny?
y'all got? Oh, it's gotta be the one I never watched.
Which one?
What haven't I never watched?
Oh, Andor. I got you.
I hate Andor. And don't get me wrong. I hate Andor, but I can't say it's the worst because there's people that like it. I hate it because I thought it was never happened. Just nothing ever happened. It was like set up, nothing. Set up. Nothing. I hate
what?
Okay, let's stay on point. Let's stay on point. We talk. Next question goes to Byron. Does this show make you want to just walk away from Star Wars and never look back?
No, I just think they need to go either 500 years in the future or 500 years in the past. They said they're leaving the Skywalker saga alone, and they keep on giving the Skywalker saga stuff. That doesn't make sense. Just tell me either we are always going to focus on Skywalker saga, or we just need to walk away and see the rest of the galaxy and the rest of the future 500 years. Just do something different. Decide what you're going to do. But if you're going to stay with Skywalker, then write it better. Pay attention to what you did. But if you do that, it's going to be harder because there's so many things out there. There's so many books. I have like 15 books down there. There's so much stuff out there. It's hard to fit it in with all the stuff you have. How about you just stop trying to do those things like you said you were going to do? It's like saying, I'm going to give up smoking and then buy 15 cartons of cigarettes. Bro, you're not giving up smoking.
That's to buy you time to give it up.
It's the worst thing ever. Just make a decision, get your patch on, and go somewhere else.
Check your email, Danny.
I got you. Ninja, same question.
Okay. I actually have to say at points I actually did feel that way. But the thing is, though, I still love classic Star Wars. Like what Nzo did. He went back and rewatched Revenge of the Sith. That movie alone, I still love. And the thing is, I kind of view Acolyte like just bad fan fiction because it legit reminds me of fan fiction. Doesn't it remind you of fan fiction? A little bit. So it's like I can easily just I am done with following canon because they keep on decanonizing stuff that is actually canon. When they brought back Ventress in Bad Batch Season 3, That
Uh-huh.
ruins the Dark Disciple book, you know? Oh yeah, apparently Luke has Yoda's lightsaber, even though in the Vader comics that are canon, Palpatine legit destroyed Yoda's lightsaber in a vault. It's like stuff like that. I'm just done with canon. I have my own head canon now, and I can
Thank you.
easily tell you Acolyte does not exist. It's Darth Plagueis novel that exists in that. So yeah, but the thing is, though,
Right, you are. Right?
me starting my Star Wars business, I've just realized how much, there are a lot of great fans and all of that out there. So of course, I'm not going to quit Star Wars because honestly, this franchise, for me personally, it's gone through like I had a lot of rough times in my life. That's why I'm as big as a fan as I am. I had depression and family issues and more, but this franchise always made me happy. So yeah, I'm not gonna quit Star Wars over just one bad like one bad show.
Okay, Shift, the same question.
Well, put it this way, I'd be in a real big pickle if I walked away now because I just spent the last 3 months buying Black Series figures, and I've got like 40 in the last 3 months, so I can't really walk away now. But yeah, there's just so much good stuff on the horizon, man. I mean, we got Andor season 2. We probably got more Visions coming. I'm stoked for all the movies that's coming out, and even the ones that's been rumblings of happening. Especially the rumor last week that they may give Tony Gilroy a movie or a spinoff show or something like that. And I just think there's some cool stuff in the pipeline. And I mean, at some point, Kathleen Kennedy has to leave, so I mean, it's going to get better eventually. I mean, I'm even looking forward to Ahsoka season 2, even though I had problems with the first season, but there's still a lot of good stuff. And what?
Did you say Visions?
Yeah,
No, he
I love
said
Visions.
Ahsoka.
No, I
No,
said
you
Visions.
earlier said Visions.
Oh, did you say?
I,
Oh, okay.
I love Visions.
Vision,
That's
Vision wasn't bad in Tales of the Jedi.
yeah.
What?
So
What?
there's what?
I didn't hear what Danny said. Sorry.
I say Visions wasn't bad and Tales of the Jedi wasn't.
No,
Tales of the Sith was horrible, and
it
Visions
wasn't a Tales of the Sith. You're talking about Tales of the Empire.
no Tales of the Sith. There's Tales of the Sith.
Oh, Tales of the Jedi.
It was
Yeah, the
Tales of the
second one.
Jedi and
The
Tales of the
second
Empire.
one is Tales of the Empire or Tales of the Sith.
No, ain't
Empire.
it ain't no
Tales
Tales
of
of
the
the
Empire.
Okay, well that's trash.
I didn't hate it.
Sith.
Yeah, but Visions was
I
cool.
didn't either.
I like Visions. So there's a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline, and Kennedy's got to leave at some point. And it's like I said, Ahsoka season 2 is going to be building up to the movie. So I just think things are just it's a little bumpy ride right now, and maybe probably with Skeleton Crew because I'm not too hip on that just yet. So we'll have to see. I'm not leaving. I'm sticking around.
Okay. Next question goes to Chris first.
Okay.
Other than episode 5, is there anything positive about this series that you like?
Wow. Positive other than episode 5. Man, I don't want to talk crap on this series, but no, not really. I mean, there's just I feel like it just retread. I mean, it felt like treading water. It feels like you're taking a lifeguard test, and they say you're going to stay in the water for 10 minutes, and you have to stay right there, stay above water, kick your legs constantly, and just stay there. And that's how I felt the whole time of this. It's like it felt like it just didn't go anywhere. It was always a repeat. Like even when in the last episode, when they went to Brendock or when they went, it was always just a repeat of something we've already seen. So I don't know. No, positive. No, episode 5. I'm not saying I hated this series. It just no. There's nothing more positive than episode 5.
Okay. Same question, Anzo.
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
Other than episode 5, is there anything positive about the series that you liked?
The only thing I could say is that the fighting is on point. And we even watched Ahsoka where there's lightsaber battles and they're supposed to be good, and they're kind of garbage, right? So the best part of this show was the fighting. So that's the positive that I will say.
Even the kung
Anything else?
fu and the
I'll agree
hidden
with
dragon,
that.
What's that?
even the kung fu and the hidden dragon or hidden whatever you call it.
Oh,
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
the crouching dragon, hidden tiger thing was garbage. I said that when they
Hmm.
showed it, it was just weird. It just didn't look right. But I was, and I was worried about the kung fu. I'm like, oh, if they do too much kung fu, it's just gonna look weird. It's gonna be stupid. But I actually think they handled it pretty well.
Yeah, they did just enough. I got
I
you.
Yeah,
will
they did
agree
just
with Anzo that the fighting was positive, but I mean, yeah, okay. Well, it is a
Well,
positive. He's right.
the reason why I say that is because if you think about all the other fighting we have gotten in Star Wars, like the sequels, it horrible, right? And I think Danny would even say that the original fight scenes are better than the sequels. No, Danny?
I agree.
Right. So that's a good part because we haven't seen good Star Wars lightsaber battles until this show.
They do it in
So
slow
to me,
motion, and it's not even Zack Snyder slow motion. It's whatever. I don't like. I don't like the slow motion fight scenes in the sequels.
absolutely, I agree.
Okay, same question, Warren.
No, there's a lot of positives. One, we got to see a Wookiee fight. I mean, like as a we got to see new planets. Um, like if you look at the environment, we got to see new environments. I mean, even you commented, Daniel, that we got to see like how the some of the sets were fine. So like there are other positives. I mean, in the show, but it still doesn't help it. But yes, I think that one seeing like some of the Jedi training in the beginning, the planets, like the Wookiee fighting, which was, we've always wanted to see that in a sense, and like just encountering new races, yeah, that sort of stuff. I think there's other positives. It's small positives, but it's expanding on the lore. So that's really it.
Yeah, I have a comment on any other questions. I intentionally did that, but these last three you're going to comment on question 10, 11, and 12. I want to make a quick comment on this. The question is, other than episode 5, there anything positive? To me, this show really had that suspense mystery because this is one of the only shows I can remember that I actually was like ready for 9 o'clock to come to see. I can't say that for past Disney Plus projects. I think that we learned some different. I learned some different things. I never knew about that kind of metal that could short out lightsabers and stuff. So that's something good. I thought the showing of a Yoda was a definite Easter egg for a season 2, which I want to see a season 2 because I'm interested in this story. I know in the past YouTubers have said, "Well, we're tired of the Skywalkers. We're tired of Skywalkers." They gave us a whole new plethora of characters we never heard. Now, what hurt was that they didn't let us have enough character development to be invested in them. But we all are drawn to Cormier, and usually anybody that knows me and follow me, I'm usually drawn to the good guy versus the bad guy. And in this particular show, I like the bad guy more than the good guy, which was supposed to be Soul. Was glad when he got killed. But I definitely, for me, I'm definitely interested in seeing the season 2. I know that was one of the questions earlier. I did comment on it, but quickly, I want to see a season 2. I want to see what's going on. I think Plagueis was a fantastic Easter egg, and you already heard parts from my theory of why he was kind of doing the skulking thing. So if they can do that, then I don't want to go too much to what I want to say because the last 3 questions are going to allow me the opportunity to say what I really think I want to see. But we're going to go to question 10, and all of us are going to answer that. So I'm going to try make sure everybody keep your answers as brief as possible. And the next question is question number 10, or 9 rather, because I got 11 questions altogether. Question number 10, or 9. Do you think Yoda will be part of the cover-up? And I want to explain that more. In The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Yoda like he's not aware of Sith existence at all. I kind of want to think that when that lady the green lady goes in there, she's going to tell him, and you're going to have to make a conscious decision. Do I keep this to myself, or do I let the powers that be know. And of course, we saw that the powers that be didn't know. So was he part of the cover up as Alestra was? I think that's her name. Or he's ignorant and doesn't know and sits her being deceitful to him. We'll start with Anzo.
Oh, thank you. So either way they pull this, they make Yoda look dumb, right? Yoda is supposed to already know what's going on because he should have felt the Jedi that were dead, that got killed. Yoda should have felt all of that stuff. So now you're going to tell me that either he didn't feel it, so he didn't know what's going on, or now he's going to lie and cover it up. And again, I'm going to go back to Phantom Menace when when Anakin is speaking to Palpatine. He says his trust in the Jedi has been, wavered, whatever. And Palpatine says, why? Because they make you feel dishonest, which means the Jedi are not supposed to be dishonest, which means this lying crap is garbage. So, yeah, I hope whatever they do, they're going to ruin Yoda. Just by showing him in there, they're going to ruin it.
All right.
So,
Chris, brief.
Well, I think he's wrong on that. Here's the thing: they point blank say, and Yoda says it in the Phantom Menace. He says, "Powerful the dark side is, clouded. It has made our." When he says it clouds his vision. If Soul is performing, or if any of these Jedis are lying, it is a dark side intention. And it could be clouding the idea behind it. If she goes in there, I don't think she says exactly the truth. I think she paints it the way she wants to. And he will suspect something. He suspects something in the whole prequels, but he doesn't know exactly what it is. He just suspects there's something going on. And even Qui-Gon, Mace Windu, they all kind of suspect it. It isn't until Anakin comes and says, "Hey, by the way, this is the freaking Sith Lord," and they're all like, "Oh, okay, now it makes sense." And even then, Yoda isn't strong enough to absolutely defeat him, and I don't think he loses. I just think it's a stalemate. But I don't think that she's going to tell him the truth. I'm going to think he's wary of what she says. But because so many different things have gone on and so many people have lied, and it is so long from when it actually happened, that the lie has been propagated by so many people that the clear vision of what's really going on won't be there. So he'll suspect he's not getting the whole story, but he will not be a part of the cover-up.
Okay.
So let me just respond to one thing real quick, Andy. Because even still, because the dark side was at the powerful list at the last one, Revenge of the Sith, and Yoda still felt the Jedi dying. You're telling me that he don't have the connection to feel the Jedi that were killed on this planet?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he doesn't have that, but that doesn't mean that he.
Hold on. Let me finish. Not to mention the fact that there are people that know May was the one that killed Trinity's character. So they completely lie about something that people in the Jedi Council already know.
I still don't think that it's going to be completely clear to him. And Yoda is not one to just go off the handle and say, "You're a liar. I know you're lying, blah, blah, blah." No, he likes to be the one that says, "Hold on. I'm going to figure this out, but I'm not ready to make my decision yet." He's always been the passive one to sit there and say, "Wait a minute, we have to let this play out so we can really see what's going on." He's not going to be. He's not going to propagate the lie. He is not going to propagate the lie.
Lie regardless.
I don't disagree with you, but again, that's kind of the part of this. I'm not gonna support this show by saying that they're handling the Jedi properly. But Danny's question is will he be a part of the lie or not? I don't think he's going to propagate the lie, but I don't think that makes him stupid. I think in his head he's going to be like, "I know I'm not getting the whole story here, but I want to see what's going on because I want to know before I start pointing fingers," because he probably knows it's not just her, it's multiple people, and he wants it all to come out.
And anywhere in Disney Star Wars have they actually made these characters look like they knew it down?
I'm not disagreeing with you on that, Anzo. I'm really not, but it's just I don't think he's going to propagate the lie.
Okay. Shifty, what are your thoughts? Do you think Yoda will be a part of the cover up? Shifty, you there? All right, we come back to him.
Yeah, no, first, I don't think we don't know that Yoda didn't sense the deaths because we didn't see Yoda to the end. So he might have sensed it and he was just waiting for Vernester to come and, I mean, that's something, we just haven't explored yet. So he could have sensed it. We just don't know. But I mean, also, Anso is right. I mean, the Trinity's death, that's a huge plot hole because they know that Matt killed her. So, and now I don't know, but I do think that he's from the part of the
There's
cover up.
some noise. There's some noise in the background. Can't really hear. I think it's Chris.
Yes, Chris.
And can you just
Sorry.
just throw up? Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I was saying that you was right about the of Trinity being killed by May. That's a huge plot hole because they know that she killed her. But I think I think Yoda is going to be in on the cover up to an extent. I mean, they've already laid out the whole thing with Soul, so I mean that's out of the way. But what they're covering up now is Quymere being her former student, and that's who she suspects behind it all. But they don't really know that the Sith are really involved yet because she doesn't know. She wasn't there to hear him say Sith, so she's far removed from the truth. So it's not really a big cover up yet because she's still trying to put all the puzzle pieces together because she wasn't on the front lines.
Okay, Brian, what do you think? You think Yoda's gonna be part of the cover up?
I'm gonna keep it real quick. I think he's gonna hear what she says. She's gonna tell him the truth, and he's gonna say, "Okay, well, I'm going to now change the way we do Jedi. We're going to be much more strict. We're going to be much more by the book." But in the long run, he then is complacent. Like he's part of the lie. He's not going to lie directly, but he's going to be part of it. He's going to know. He will lie then. That this forces him to lie in episode 1 that he does know.
Let me ask you something real quick. So it's gonna be kind of like how Obi-Wan told Luke Skywalker that Darth Vader killed his
father. Yeah,
he really wasn't lying, but he really wasn't telling the truth. He kind of said it in a different, abstract way. So you think Yoda's gonna do something like that?
Yeah, exactly. So he's kind of not lying directly, but he's kind of not telling everyone the truth.
Wait.
So he's going to be part of it. It's going to be part of the lie, but he's going to be trying to say, "I'm going to be part of the solution. Now I'm going to be part of all this other stuff."
Okay.
Well, the Obi-Wan thing, by the way, got fixed by the series, whether or not you like it or not, because Anakin, Darth Vader, whatever, states that he killed Anakin.
Yeah.
So therefore, that got fixed. So you can't use that to. I don't buy that. I think she's going to lie to him. They've all lied. I understand Anzo's problem with that, but I think and the whole thing about May being a plot hole, it's not a plot hole necessarily, because where is she currently right now? She's locked up for the crime. She's locked up for the crime.
No, she's not. They let her go.
No, she's not.
Wait. What did they do with her?
They let her go. They said, you were
We're gonna
Can you help us?
We're gonna need you to track down Ocean.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But okay. So, but again, that goes back to the switcheroo that they played with May and Osha. Then, what? We're not going to figure that out. Well, he did figure that out. So even if they lie about all that, I don't think. Again, I don't think Yoda's going to be a part of any of it. He wants to all play out because he's going to figure out that something's amiss. He wants to know what it is exactly. There's a lot going on here, a lot of lies and stuff. Hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah, but the problem with it, Donnie, is like I said, Chris left, but the problem with it is like Shifty said, they talk about May killing this guy, and then at the end they blame it on Soul. Like they blame everything on Soul. And to be honest with you, they could have just simply said Saul thought these girls' lives were in danger. You know, they showed the witch looked like she was like disintegrating one of the twins, and he had to kill them. That's what they could have said, but no, they flat out lied and blamed it on him.
Yeah,
Like, you're a Jedi, you don't do that.
I got you. Ninja, what do you think? You think Yoda's gonna be a part of the cover up?
I'm scared that he is. Do I think it's going to happen? I am 50-50 on it, and I'm going to tell you why. So, during a new interview, we found out that apparently Lucasfilm did not want Leslie Headland to have Yoda in the show. It was Leslie Headland which said, but it's my show. So she had the last call on that, not even Lucasfilm. She wanted Yoda in the episode. So that alone kind of scares me right there. But I am really scared that they're going to now screw up Yoda. Because, I mean, just look at...
If you're in the narrative that they're trying to destroy these prominent male characters, this is going into that particular...
Well, like characters,
yes,
right?
Danny, 100%.
You know, because everyone, like, I do defend most of this, the sequels and all that, but I mean, just look at Han Solo, Luke, Yoda now, if he does lie, I mean, that goes back, like, okay, a Jedi should not lie, because what does a Sith do?
Yeah.
They lie.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. They are trying to corrupt you. And corruption comes with lying and all that, And
Android, what did you say? Is he going to propagate it or not?
I'll tell you 50-50. You don't know.
Yeah, okay. I'm 50 on it. So, yeah.
You finished, Android?
Yeah, I guess I'm finished. Yep.
Okay, Warren, do you think that yours going to be a part of the cover-up?
No. The reason why is because we've seen this in Tales of the Jedi. I mean, you're telling me someone dies. When we saw Yaddle die, you tell me he didn't sense that either. Now that's a master getting killed by Dooku. So he didn't. So this is not the first time we've seen someone die. And I would say that, yeah, this is not the first time. So this is not surprising. I don't think he's covering up. I just think that I think they're just very complacent about the Sith. That's the problem. They're not ever saying to themselves that they can come back. So we've seen this in prior stuff before. Like I said, and I'm glad someone brought up Tales, because that we've seen it before. Someone dies. Dooku killed somebody, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, but we don't know if Yoda felt that either.
Yeah, but he should have. Think about it. That was Master Yaddle. So
100%.
So what I'm saying is, this isn't the first time, and I'm saying that this has happened before. So can we be that upset, or not upset rather, but we can't be surprised that Yoda didn't feel what happened on Brendok, is what I'm saying.
We don't know if he felt Yaddle or not. So until they tell us that, then I'm assuming he did.
My thing is,
with Yaddle. Oh, to be fair with Yaddle, real quickly, she was already going to leave the Jedi Order, if you remember. Like, she straight up said to Dooku, like, she was planning on leaving. Like, she legit said, I was leaving the Council, because Jedi is not what they were, because they did not send reinforcements for the Battle of Naboo. So, Yoda not sensing it. Yeah, also Yoda was mourning for Qui-Gon at the same time on Naboo, so...
Can I point out something, too, about this? Okay, I mean, I know we all take Yoda as, like, the be-all, end-all of Jedi, but even he has to point out that Qui-Gon teaches him how to become one with the Force, to be a Force ghost.
Exactly.
And so therefore he's not the be all end all. He is a wise master. But and even because of the prequels, he doesn't always know. It does happen. So I
Maybe
mean,
it's because Yoda didn't die and didn't realize that you could do it or something like that. Maybe that's
no,
why
he
he was
gets taught. He gets taught as he goes along. That's why he sent. He tells. That's why he tells Obi-Wan, "Hey, there's somebody who's going to help you with this."
right because Qui-Gon was probably the first ghost, right?
Well, whatever. I don't know. But my point is that while Yoda is a powerful Jedi, he's not always going to be perfect. I mean, and that's the one thing about Jedi's. Even Yoda, and I know people hate the Last Jedi, but he says it's not what we, it's not because of the successes we always have. Sometimes it's the failures we have too. I mean,
Never watched that
it's.
movie.
I will. Because
Okay.
I will defend that movie for many, many years because that is my life.
I just want to
I
say
will.
I'm done. By the way, I don't have anything else to say.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Okay. One quick thing I want to say, and I go by what we see in the movie that's already been established. It was established, I believe, in either the Attack of the Clones, I think it was Attack of the Clones, where Yoda said that he trained all the younglings. Because I think he went and he asked the younglings, "Where did you see what happened to Master Obi-Wan's lost planet?" And then they said somebody took it out of the archives, whatever. And then they made a point to say that he teach all the younglings. My thing on this, if he teach all the younglings, I would think that he would have some kind of connection to them. Not saying that he can feel everything, but he should have a direct connection to the younglings that he teach, and then also the Padawans that he teach. My thing, one of my arguments was, I think Yoda, being a Grand Master, should have felt that Quamir was still alive. I just think that he should have, because I don't think Quamir has learned the art of masking his force powers like a master did. Like say for instance, Palpatine did, and like
What if Plagueis is doing it for him?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that's
Okay.
one of my arguments. Another argument too is that if you remember in Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin was off world and was killing the Sand People for killing his mama,
Yoda felt it.
Yoda was feeling that. He was like, something. I feel young
Mm-hmm.
Skywalker's in trouble. He felt that. So why
Mm-hmm.
did he feel soul, or why did he feel any one of these
Daddy.
particular Jedi that were getting killed? I'm not saying all of them, but there was being a Grand Master. I think he should have felt something. Something ain't right, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that he's going to be a part of this cover up because.
But he didn't know necessarily that the Sand People thing was happening. You heard the echoes, but I think all he felt was the pain going on at the moment.
But he knew
It,
something
He
was
knew
wrong.
something was
He
wrong
knew
with
something
Anakin.
was wrong. That's why
that's
I'm saying.
fine, but he doesn't know exactly what's going on, and he never goes. If he accused Anakin and said, "Hey, I know what you did,"
Hold on.
he
Here's
doesn't
another
necessarily
one.
know
Hold on.
what's
Here's
going
another
on
one. No. Here's another one.
exactly.
No, here's another one. When they went to go fight Dooku in Attack of the Clones, and Padme fell off the ship, and Anakin went off. Yoda felt that. Yoda felt that. That's why he went to that bunker to fight Dooku with them, because he felt Anakin.
But that's also close. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying he doesn't know everything, and he doesn't get everything right either.
I didn't say you know everything. I'm not
I
saying
know. I
perfect.
know.
I'm making specific points that they show us in the movies that I'm saying right now doesn't seem to be. I just think that as a Grand Master, you're gonna feel some kind of deceit if somebody tell you something ain't true. I ain't saying you're gonna know exactly what it is, but you're gonna be like, this ain't right. And
Well,
if he felt that, then him by saying that we haven't seen a Sith in a millennium is gonna be a lie. Is
well,
what I think
I'm
is
going to say that if he propagates the lie, if she flat out tells the truth, they have gone and they have destroyed the canon of Yoda. Because I don't believe Yoda felt that I don't think he does that
okay.
to the extent. I think that maybe because of like the Vader thing, I think he does keep Vader close to the vest because he knows too. But that was done on the point that was the end of the Jedi. But anyways, okay. Sorry.
All right. Okay, next question. Everybody done say this. Question number 10. Do
Did
you
Brian
think
go?
huh?
Did Brian
Warren?
go?
Yes, Brian went.
Yep.
Oh shit! All right. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Do you think if there is a season 2, will we get introduced to a young Palpatine? If there's a season 2, they do a time skip, and we'll see a young Palpatine because this is in the timeline. And I know who loves this more, so I'm going with him first, Warren. Do you think we'll see be introduced to a young version of Palpatine if it goes to season 2?
Oh, 100% yes, because he's the I mean, the man got used in the Rise of Skywalker because that's what saved that movie. Let's be quite honest. So, to see a younger version of the character would help the series. It would probably help the older fans too. It would give some stability, I think personally, and also I mean, I've always wanted to see Plagueis on screen. I've always wanted to see younger Palpatine because, you know, I wanted to see the what he does in the background, and this would be the perfect opportunity. So, to sum up, yes, I think it would fix a lot of holes too. But this goes back to what everybody has said, and this is what I'll end it. They need to write it well and execute it well. That's the problem. You can have Palpatine, but if they don't use him well, they could like Nindroid say, they could mess up one of the greatest villains of I would say a genre like just a great villain, top 10 villain and overall. Like they would mess him up. So they would have to really nail the ball. That's what I'd have to say.
All right, Brian, same question. Do you think we'd be introduced to a young Palpatine?
I think they would do that, and I think that would be a mistake. I think unless you really know your lore, don't introduce these great characters that are the staples of what Star Wars is. You need to not do it. But I think if they do a season 2, they have to because you're getting closer and closer to episode 1. So you have to go with these main characters that are the main
Mhm.
people. As far you're getting closer and closer to that, to the Sith. That's what they are. So you're going to have to introduce them, but that's why I don't want it. Don't do it because you're not going to do it justice.
Okay. Shifty, what do you think? Will you see a young Palpatine?
I don't think he would be a main character season 2, maybe season 3. I think they would probably bring him in like
Season
in the last.
3.
Yeah, they would probably. Cause she wants this to be. I've heard some places that she wants like 6 seasons. I've heard 3 seasons. But I think she would be brought in, or he would be brought in, maybe as a tease at the end of season 2, and they would go into season 3, and he would be like more the main character. They need to finish up May and Osha's story first, probably, and then move into the Plagueis and Palpatine storyline.
Damn you, Shifty.
Nandroid, do you think we'll see a young Palpatine if it goes to season 2?
No. I think what we're gonna be getting next season is gonna be specifically Plagueis and Quimir. And I think we're gonna see their fallout, And I think season 3 will definitely get Palpatine. Because one, she said it within the interview, she wants this show to go on for 5 to 6 seasons. So there's not going to be a time jump. It's going to be right to there. And Palpatine's not born yet. I know that for certain because he's a human. So,
Yeah.
Palpatine's
He's only
not
what,
born yet.
60 or so in the prequels?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So it's 40 years away.
He's not born. Yeah, exactly. So he's not born yet. So I think what we're going to be getting is the fallout between Quimir and Plagueis this season. And then season 3, possibly young Palpatine. I mean, there's other stuff, though, that you can do. But yet again, like I said, I'm worried that they'll screw up Palpatine because it's just their track record. It's legit just their track record, And honestly, I don't understand. You have this Plagueis novel. Everyone regards it as probably one of the best Star Wars novels of all time. You can legit just adapt it. Like, legit, there's 3 parts. 3 sections in this book. You can make that into 3 seasons. That alone. So it's like, I don't understand.
I agree with what Shifty said. And kind of a hybrid of both what you said too, Nandroid. I think season 2 would be Quimir, kind of like how him and Maul was. Then Quimir is probably going to get killed, and then they'll introduce young Palpatine just like they did young Anakin. And you remember when Palpatine said, "I'll be watching you with great intent, young Skywalker." So we might see something along those same lines. Kind of be like a redundancy, or the same way we saw in the Phantom Menace. We see that same kind of thing in this particular show, which I wouldn't be against. Anzo, do you think we see a young Palpatine in the
Well,
upcoming?
I'm with Shifty and Android. Absolutely not. They may show a little. Well, again, it depends because if Chris said there's no time jump, then he's still not going to be born yet, right? So we don't know how long it's going to be between seasons one and seasons two. But I also think that you need to fix the OSHA May stuff. You need to get the Plagueis stuff taken care of. There's no room for Palpatine. If they force Palpatine in season two, they are definitely going to ruin it.
Okay.
So I
And
don't think
Chris,
so.
what do you think? You see a young Palpatine? Maybe not season two. Let's say season three, if it goes
I'd
that
say
far.
season three. I'd say season three. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe if it goes 3 seasons, but okay. So let me really quick run through some of this. Um, Shifty, you thought this was going to be about Palpatine, right?
No, Warren did.
No, I
Yeah,
I
Warren
Warren.
did. Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
thought
I'm just trying to get it straight. So Warren, you thought that, and Brian, you said the same thing I was thinking. 500 years before this High Republic bullshit is a Disney making. The Old Republic is where they should be, which is 500 years or more. I told, and you were the one that said 500 years, right, Brian? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. So here's the thing. They have too much to get together first before they get there. He's not alive yet. There's a lot of that stuff going on. I don't think he'll be in season two, but I don't think that that's where it should go yet. If it gets there, I guess maybe, but no, I don't think he'll be in season two. And I'm like most people here. I'm afraid that they will just muck up what we know. When you show him in Bad Batch or in this little bit here, this little bit there, and Obi-Wan and stuff like that, you're just playing with words because it is Palpatine. It's the Emperor. If they go backwards, they've got to hit it on the head because there's already everything else we know what he becomes. They can't go and try to make something happen that we already know how it happened. That's the problem with touching a lot of these characters. Same problem that's going to happen with Plagueis. It's like, to Brian's point, it was the worst way to bring Plagueis in. So, no, I don't think he'll be in season two. If they bring him in season three, season four, if they even make it that far, I'll be surprised. I think they need a season two just to clear up the muck that they've already put out there. But I'm not sure if it'll survive more than the season two if it gets there.
Okay.
All right. Here's one of my biggest problems before you move on, Danny. Just real quick. We got so many Star Wars projects coming out. The Greek season two hasn't even been green lit yet. So if they do a season two, when are they gonna do it? Are we gonna have to wait 3-4 years for season two? No, if they're gonna do a season two, they need to green light it and get it out within a year, or else by the time it comes out, nobody's gonna care.
All right.
To Anzo's point right there, sorry, to Anzo's point really quick, that's how all these should be done. They should say, we're going to give you 4 seasons. We're going to green light all of them right now. You need to go shoot season one, get it to us, start on season two, get them out. Because that's the worst part about all this when it comes to the Star Wars stuff. You guys may not like Andor, but for Shifty and I, for instance, Andor should have already had season two out and done. You can't wait 2 years to have this stuff have a follow up.
Okay. Final question. Before we get to the grades, let's go into Brian. If you were the showrunner, you were in charge, what would be your next Star Wars project on Disney Plus, and what would be your next movie?
I was in charge. We'll go to Old Republic immediately. We'll be at Old Republic, get some of these stories out, start to adapt things that make more sense, and you go far enough in the past that things can start to matter again. away from the Skywalker saga. I don't have to worry about people complaining about, is this canon or not canon. I'm just going to explain stuff in the past. Go there. It makes more sense. It's really interesting. So that's what I would do. As far as if I was a showrunner, and then the movies, I would stay away from anything that Kathleen Kennedy wants to do. Personally, I would, and I would like people that understand what Star Wars is, kind of run it. That's what I would do. So give me Filoni, give me Favreau, give me people that understand what's going on, so they don't continue to make mistakes as we go along, and give me new stuff.
Good deal. Shifty, you the showrunner. What you gonna do? What's your next Disney project? What's your next movie?
I'm going to go totally off the wall because I've been thinking about this for a while. I would wait till after the Rey movie comes out until we know who they're establishing as the new big bad to replace the Sith. I would build off that, but I would soft reboot the series in a totally different way. I would still keep the regular Star Wars, all that stuff going, but I would have something set in the future, but where we bring, it's this crazy idea, where we bring everything to Earth in a way, because we know they hinted there's connections between Earth and the Star Wars universe with those ET ties. You can build on that. And here's the crazy part.
Oh, shit.
I would have it set in the 80s, and I would get all my creative think tanks at Disney to come up with a movie to replace Star Wars in that universe that had as much cultural impact, and release that movie also to like tie in with the Star Wars reboot, to where that universe's not Star Wars movie would also be a movie. So it's a little bit outside. It would be sort of an outside the box type of deal.
What is he smoking today?
Okay, let me break it down.
He lost me when he said Earth. Like, wait, what? No.
Okay, look, you said you used the big bad instead of the Sith. The new big bad is coming out in the Rey movie, right? You use them in the future, right? In the future, instead of in the 80s, and have like our world that was in the 80s with Star Wars, but have a different movie than Star Wars, and have that movie
would be the worst Star Wars movie ever.
Wait,
it would be amazing. You're building two franchises. You're solving.
Yeah.
You know what would happen, Danny? People would be begging for Kathleen Kennedy back to get his way.
Shifty, the cocaine is too much tonight, man. I don't know.
Cocaine? What are you talking about? I think he's on bath salts.
It would be amazing.
One time I be on the same boat with you, Shifty, but I don't have a clue what you talking about now, bro.
No.
Wait,
listen,
you're talking like, okay, wait. You want to make it like the never-ending story, where it happens in the real world and comes back into the real world, but it's not the real world because it's from a book, but it's from the Star Wars movies instead of that.
No, it says no. I'm telling you, the movie in their universe would be as culturally, big like Star Wars was, but it would be something else, and you can make that movie. But you're also establishing that you have the villains from the Rey movie come, and you can bring the Jedi and stuff to Earth while the other Star Wars movies are going on. You can have like three separate.
I don't understand.
All right, wait. We are in LDG territory, and I think we need to call 911 and get the ambulance there quick.
Hey, Danny, you ever watch Charlie Brown and the teacher's talking and you hear wah, wah, wah?
Outside of it, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, shit. You
can make so much.
I'm glad you see it. I don't see what you're talking about.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I just no. Look, E.T., right? E.T. was in the Phantom Menace, so maybe their race brought the humans a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, right? They can bring it back. They can bring the Jedi back to Earth in the future. That's what I'm saying.
Are you sure Eli is not like Jedi mind tricking you right now or something? Because
Oh
I
my
don't know.
god. Okay, I mean, I get kind of what he's saying right
All right.
there. But the point
Would you-
is that you are overthinking the
No.
cameo that while it does
Yeah.
tie ET to Star Wars, it was entirely a cameo that I think all they're trying to point out is that an alien race that happened to be ET made it to Earth. That does not mean this all happens at the same time.
You can run with it. You can run with it. But let me tell you something.
You can run with it.
Okay, instead of that, why would you just make a Max Rebo movie?
Let's shorten this. Get too long now.
Yes, let's move. Wow.
Max Rebo. Max Rebo or a Rose Tico movie.
Wow.
Oh my God, no! Please, dear God, no.
Okay, Warren, what would you do?
I'll keep it short and simple. I think I'm gonna kind of piggyback on. I think we've been
Piggyback on who?
For what Byron said. I think we need to just focus on the High Republic. Go back 500 years. Give us characters that like Darth Bane, Darth Revan, like just like and what you could do is you can build it up from the shows, have it on Disney Plus, do like a couple seasons, then lead to like a big like that. We see the height of the Sith because right now we're getting the height of the Jedi. Let's see the height of the Sith when the Sith were like really a threat to the galaxy. So that's what I would do, movie wise and show wise. I would start from make it a series, and that way people can get the history, because I think a movie was just is going to be too much. Have them understand the characters, and then we do like a movie right afterwards. That's what I would do.
Okay. Ninja, what would you do if it was you the showrunner? You creative control. What would be your next Disney Plus project? What would be your next movie?
Alrighty.
Max
All right. I actually was asked this a lot, so I actually have answers. All right. So, we got done the Skywalker saga, all right? And we need to move away from it. So what do we go to? We make an Old Republic saga. We make 9 movies, so that would be 3 trilogies set within the Old Republic era. The first trilogy would cover the Great Sith War. Show the Sith in their power. Second trilogy, the Mandalorian War. Show the conflict with the Jedi and the Mandalorians. And then the third trilogy would cover the Jedi Civil War, where the Jedi fought amongst themselves and all of that. So basically, yes, include Revan, Bastila Shan, grab pieces of the KOTOR games and the Old Republic PC game, and also the novels. But, not fully, because even the author himself, Drew, I forget his last name, he said himself he does not want it, like he does not want to see his products, legit word by word the same thing. So we would, of course, change it up a little bit, but not fully. And then also for that final battle, like the final villain would be Abeloth. I would actually have, the mother from the Mortis gods. And I would actually make it that maybe she created the Sith. Like she corrupted the first person that would become the first Sith. Or something like that. So then it's like, oh my God, the final baddie of the Old Republic saga is Abeloth, and we're building her up almost like what Thanos was in the Infinity Saga. And then you asked about a Disney Plus show, and I am still on this. Give me Rise of Kylo Ren. Now, hear me out here. I understand this is a sequel-based series, but the thing is, we don't want to hate the sequel trilogy characters, but everyone does because of how poorly written the stuff is. So, what if you actually create, let's say, a 5-season series, building up to Kylo Ren's fall and all of that. Show Luke at his prime. That's what we all want to see, right? Luke training his temple. Let's see new students. Let's see the teachers. Let's see. I would even throw in the Yuuzhan Vong War within this time. We can get a lot of great stories. Build up with the Knights of Ren. Build up Snoke. Do more with the story and all that, because the thing is, when the prequel trilogy came out, that everyone hated the prequels and all of that. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people did. What did George Lucas do? Okay, my fans hate this, so you know what? I'm gonna make the Clone Wars, and I'm gonna improve upon it. I'm gonna explore this part of the time period even more, and I'm gonna make people start to like my films. That's what Disney should do. That's legit what they should do. They should hire competent writers, though, actual, good writers and people that understand the lore and tell a great story. That's legit it.
Okay. Nzo, what would you do?
Oh, you're gonna love this, Danny. So first off, what I would do is I would redo the sequel trilogy. Sorry, Ninja, but I would do it. And my sequel trilogy would based on one, and I've said this many times, so it's not like the first time I said it, but it would be based on the line where they're talking about Anakin, and Obi-Wan's like, but isn't he the prophecy? And so he says, and then Yoda, prophecy misread could have been. I would have put my sequel trilogies on that. Now I know Carrie Fisher's dead, Han Solo don't want to do it, but if you get the rights to them and you get to digitally, de-age them or whatever, you can do that. And now for my Disney Plus series, here it is, Danny. Clap your hands. I would do a 5-series Mace Windu show.
Awesome, bro. Awesome.
I think it's playing to the host of the show, but with that said, that's a good idea.
All right, Chris. What would you do? You showrunner. You got green light to do a movie and a green light to do Disney Plus. What
So one movie or several movies. So Nimrod isn't completely wrong. I think I would definitely show the Sith Civil War and how it became the rule of two, and then definitely the Old Republic, not the High Republic, because High Republic I think is right before we get to the prequels. So Old Republic stuff, but in between 2, possibly 3 movies, possibly a trilogy. In between that, my Disney Plus series to help people understand these characters. And I've said this, and you guys know I've said this for so many years now, since they've started doing these series. Back when we were talking about The Mandalorian even. You need a Sith and a Jedi series. And each one of those, or a season of those, needs to either focus individually one episode on one Sith to teach you about them, or you have a Sith for a whole season teaching teaching his apprentice, to the point that when his apprentice takes over, then the next season becomes the apprentice teaching as a master another apprentice. And you go several seasons with that, and you bring the biggest names of Sith masters into that series. And you do the same thing over on the Jedi side. And when you do that, if you hit things, if you decide to do something other than Old Republic, which I don't think they should do, if you were to bring somebody like Yoda and stuff on there, you do not go past what George Lucas wanted, which was do not take away the mystery of somebody like Yoda. Do not give more information than has already been given before. You want them to understand the characters, but I would do a Sith and Jedi series interlaced with 3 movies about the Sith Civil War, quite possibly the Jedi Civil War, and then how we became on the direction of getting to the prequels. But definitely, to Brian's point, you do not want to keep writing this absolute, we're not doing the Skywalker saga, but we're certainly going to use the characters that you know because of the Skywalker saga, which therefore makes you think of the Skywalker saga. You need to move away from it. the best thing to do, the best thing you can do is teach people who are newbies per se of Star Wars lore. People who Disney has grabbed and likes the new stuff. You want to introduce older legend stuff to them, and that's Sith and Jedi. And yet you want to do it well enough that the legends people who constantly want to argue and say you're doing it wrong, that's not how this person was, that's not how this person is. Plagueis isn't a lurker. Fine. You need to be close enough to what has been written, but explain it to everybody. Show them what they want. I think so many people want to see these things, and it's stuff that's already been written about. You can go through and tell these stories that have been written about in a fashionable way that would appeal to both old Star Wars fans and new Star Wars fans, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, pretty much. I would go back. My favorite Sith is Darth Bane. I would go back and discover how we do the Ruler 2. I would push on that, but I would make sure whatever Disney Plus project I do would be the appetizer for whatever movie I was pushing out. So if I went to Old Republic, I'll do that. If I went to do the Mandalorian, the shows would match, kind of like the same way they had the perfect formula. I don't know why they didn't do this. They did it twice. They did WandaVision, which pushes towards going to Multiverse of Madness, which I watched last night. Then they did Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is now pushing us towards new Captain America. So they need to make sure that their Disney Plus projects are working in conjunction with the movies. They shouldn't be like totally over here and then the movie comes out. The Disney Plus project should be the appetizer for the movie, and I would make sure that's how I would set up all my shows in the future. Last question, we're going to get up out of here. We're going to grade this series. Overall series, starting with Warren from F being Gorilla Dung, A being excellent. What do you give this bad boy?
I'm gonna give it a solid C minus. I can't go higher and I can't go lower. It has its good points and it has its bad points. It could have been higher with better execution, better writing, better scenery. There's so many I can go, but C minus. That's the best I can do. And if they do a season 2, I hope they learn from it. So that's really all I got.
All right, Shifty, what grade you give it, sir?
I actually used a grade average tool, and it comes out to C. So yeah, it wasn't great, but it is the second worst show of all the live action Star Wars series.
Listen, your whole grading system and everything is irrelevant now after your Legends of Zelda, Masters of the Universe, and never-ending story version of the Star Wars that you came up with earlier.
I'm telling you, it's a good idea, man. It's what last Starfighter, but Star Wars. It's awesome.
Okay.
Oh Brian, my God,
Brian, what grade do you give it, sir?
C minus.
C minus. Okay. All right, that ain't bad. Then Joy, what grade you give it?
Okay, I'm gonna give it an F plus.
Oh my God, it's an F.
Yeah, an F plus.
There's no F plus.
Yes, an F plus, and why it's an F plus? Because
they tried.
No,
okay.
No, it's because of Clymere. It's legit. He's the only good thing that came out of this show.
Jackie, give it a D minus.
And I hate everything else.
I remember.
And,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, from me talking with other Star Wars fans and all of that, it just divided. Well, not even divided. It just worsened the state of Star Wars.
Okay.
That's legit. It just made Star Wars even worse of a current state. So, I have to say it's an F plus.
I remember the time that my chemistry teacher, who was fucking nuts, that they actually passed everybody in the course because of how bad he was. When he gave us an F plus, it basically meant, hey, you still failed, but you tried. No, it's an F. It's an F. It's a fail. Okay. Anyways,
What's your grade, Chris?
I mean, I'd love to give it more than a C, but it's probably a D plus or a C minus, and it's probably skirting on that line because this whole series skirts on breaking canon.
Okay.
It is very tough, but I'll be positive right now and hope for season 2 and give it a C minus.
All right. Nzo, what do you give it, sir?
Kaka.
It gets the bottom of the barrel. It does. It does. I can't look at here and say, oh, well, the fighting was good and give it a better grade for that. That's just some flash in the pants garbage. So for me, it gets an F.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm the only one on the Alabama myself. I'm going to give it a B minus. And the reason I give it a B minus is because I can tell you exactly why I'm giving it a B minus. The fighting was awesome. This is this is the last one I can remember, maybe since WandaVision, where I was after the first 3 episodes of WandaVision, I was wanting to see it every week, and I also can attest to that. It grabbed my interest. I'm ready to see a season 2. I love the Easter egg of Plagueis. I love the Easter egg of Yoda because it makes me want to think now, is Yoda going to cover up or is he not? And season 2, if it does have a season 2, it's going to drop my grade. But I'm of the mindset it's going to get a season 2 because it laid too many Easter eggs out there. So I'm still curious right now to this day to see what it is. And I know the writing is bad. I'm not going to sit here and say it is, but I can get past the writing because of the fight scenes and because of the interest that it really gave me. As bad as the writing was, and as annoying as May, the actress that played May and Osha was, and as annoying as Soul got to me in the last few episodes, I still was interested in seeing what was going to go on. So for me, it's a B minus.
Okay.
Having said that, this is the last show. So we get a break from this because I know a lot of people was like, thank God. But I don't know what the next one's going to be, but I won't be doing it. So it'll be one of you guys on the panel. But I thank you all. Okay, I thank you all for joining me. It was a pleasure, man, to hear the different opinions, insights, hypotheses, all that good stuff. And hopefully some of it will come true. One of us, maybe a couple of us may be right. Probably not, but we don't know. But right now, it is time for House of the Dragon. So I will bid you farewell. Oh, no, more time, quickly. Warren, where can they find you at, sir?
Just Twitter.
Twitter? All right. Shifty, where can they find you at, sir?
Twitter, also.
Twitter. Ninjoy, what's going on in your neck of the woods? Where can they find you?
YouTube. That's it.
YouTube. Mr. Byron, where can they find you at, sir? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Hey, spolierkings, we're gonna be doing some more shows, couple more panels while Tank is gone. So I'm in control. So all hell might break loose.
Woohoo!
Uh-oh.
So wait, Tank is gone already?
He will be gone. His last show will be Thursday. I might reach out to everyone and jump on and say bye to him for a little bit. But after Thursday, it's all me. Uh-oh.
He's gone for how long? Like
about a month. A month.
Oh,
He's having a baby. The baby's going to be born sometime this next weekend.
He's having a baby.
Wait, when are you guys going to see Deadpool on Thursday?
I'm going on Wednesday.
What? How are you going Wednesday? The first show is Thursday.
I got pulled.
Well, I won't talk about that then.
All right. Nzo, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Yes, sir. Big Ford Entertainment. I'm thinking about doing the boys roundtable tomorrow night. So if anybody is available, I should be doing that. Other than that, the shows, and thank God this show is over. Yay!
What time you doing the round show tomorrow?
That'll probably be most likely 9.
9. Okay. All right. Good. All right.
Are you up to date?
No, I was going to announce something, but that won't interfere. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Real Review 3000, of course, here, Chaos Central, and Hanstar YT. Yeah, guys, I love it. Love doing this stuff with you guys. Thank you very much for everybody doing this. And thank you, Danny. I appreciate you doing this. Thank you very much.
No problem, sir. And I'm Danny, the host of this show. Announcement we're going to make. I'm starting a new show, which also helped me develop my My intro for it is called Unpacking the Word. It's going to be an hour-long show. I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. My first show doing that. I'll be talking about the Nephilim. If you haven't heard what that is, you want to come in there and check it out. I'll be doing it from 8 to 9 o'clock. 8 to 9 o'clock tomorrow. So
Tomorrow night?
Thing tomorrow night.
Okay.
I'll just drop by. I'm going to open up for questions, but the main topic is going to be who were the Nephilim. So we'll be discussing tomorrow.
Awesome.
Okay, so until next time, until Agatha, y'all gentlemen have a fantastic day. And take it easy, brother. We're going to go out with this.